15 Things You Should Never Do in Ecuador. Ecuador is becoming an increasingly popular destination for travelers and expats alike, unsurprising, given its diverse array of natural and cultural attractions. Many people come well prepared, but there are some important things you should be aware of before you visit to keep you safe and make the most of your trip. Here are the things you should never do in Ecuador. Number 1. Never take public transport during rush hour. Public transport is cheap here but is also usually packed, especially during the early morning, around lunchtime and later in the afternoon. Pickpockets are also likelier to operate at busier times, and the dense rush hour traffic means even relatively short journeys can become tediously time-consuming, particularly in the bigger cities. To escape the crowds, you're better off walking, in a safe area and with a companion, renting a bike, or taking a taxi. Number 2. Never flash your valuables in public. This is especially relevant in cities like Quito and Guayaquil. Using your phone, wallet or purse in public places is necessary at times, but it's best to do so subtly to avoid attracting any unwanted attention. Of course, the vast majority of people you come across will be warm and welcoming, but, as in all big cities, pickpockets do exist, and you never know when they could be nearby, so it's best to stay prudent. Number 3. Wander outside on your own after dark. Walking after dark, especially in big cities and poorly lit areas, means you're at greater risk of running into a sticky situation, so as a general rule, try to avoid it where you can. It's always a good idea to stick to busier areas at night, and wherever possible, not by yourself. Number 4. Eat street food on your first day. From empanadas, pastries stuffed with meat, vegetables or cheese, to huevos chilenos, sugar-coated donut balls, you'll come across all kinds of delicious street food in Ecuador, and trying them is one of the most authentic cultural experiences you can have. However, hygiene standards aren't as reliable compared to dining in restaurants, and if you're not used to them, these delicacies aren't always the easiest thing for your stomach to adjust to, particularly when you've only just arrived. So be smart, and maybe wait until closer to the end of your trip, if you want to experience what Ecuadorian street food is all about. Number 5. Don't pack only warm weather clothes. Ecuador gets its fair share of warm, sunny weather, but it would be a mistake to only pack summer clothing when you visit. It can get really cold high up in the Andes, and the Amazon region gets heavy rainfall, so shorts, t-shirts and flip-flops alone won't suffice. Pack plenty of layers, a hat, gloves, scarf, some sturdy shoes and waterproofs, so you're well equipped to face whatever the weather throws at you during your trip. Number 6. Get in a taxi that is not a taxi. Official taxis are yellow and have a green sticker on the side, plus a 4 or 5-digit identification number. In big cities like Quito and Guayaquil, use Uber or Cabify, which are safe, convenient and sometimes cheaper. Number 7. Never settle for the first price at a market. Don't feel bad for bargaining for a lower price when you find something you want to buy. Marketplace sellers will state a starting price, but there's usually plenty of scope for negotiation. For the best deals at markets, go with a local to help you out. Number 8. Hike and climb high altitudes before acclimating. Ecuador has some breathtaking volcanoes and mountains, but you must acclimate your body by staying in cities like Quito or Cuenca before starting a hike or climb. The thinner air at higher altitudes means less oxygen gets into your lungs, so you may experience symptoms such as headaches, loss of appetite, dizziness, nausea, and breathlessness at first. The acclimating period varies from person to person, so there's no exact science, but spending at least a few days in one of the cities before embarking on a high-altitude hike is a sensible course of action. Number 9. Don't forget to carry coins. If you try paying a taxi driver with a large bill, you won't always get the correct amount of change back. The same applies with small shops. The smaller the bills, the better, and coins are king. Try to carry at least some coins at all times while traveling within Ecuador. It'll make your life a whole lot easier, especially when making smaller purchases. Number 10. Presume that everyone speaks English. While English is widely spoken in bigger cities and plenty of towns, it isn't ubiquitous across the country. So practice a little Spanish before your trip, or even carry a small dictionary. Even if you only learn a few useful words and phrases, it could go a long way, and the locals will appreciate you making the effort. Number 11. Never forget your sunscreen. The aptly named Ecuador lies directly on the equator, meaning that it is one of the closest countries to the sun. Combine that with high-altitude cities, and you're in for a scorcher. We can easily be deceived by an overcast day or a cool breeze, but the UV rays can even penetrate the clouds, and leave you longing for the sunscreen that you left behind. To avoid the discomfort of severe sunburn, always use sunscreen with at least 30+ SPF, and wear wide-brimmed hats and sunglasses for extra protection. Number 12. Avoid drinking tap water. Although the quality of the Ecuadorian tap water is generally okay, the chemical content and pipes that the water travels through often aren't as reliable. Therefore, as a general rule, you should always drink bottled water to avoid any problems. Filtered, sparkling, or regular water is readily available at every shop, supermarket, hotel, Galapagos cruise ship, and expedition lodge, so don't worry, you won't go thirsty. Number 13. Beware of street dogs. Street dogs in Ecuador are not like those of any other country. It is highly possible to be bitten by a feral dog if you are too close. Even if you're on your motorcycle, there's still a chance that a street dog will chase you. It gets worse when these dogs move in packs, and they're chasing you as you drive on a rough, bumpy road. Luckily, some non-profit programs are working on fixing the dog problem by removing the dogs from the street, and getting them medical help. Number 14. Don't forget to carry mosquito repellent. Ecuador experiences lots of rain, causing bugs to come out during the wet periods. Mosquitoes are among the biggest challenges you'll face in Ecuador, amongst several other types of biting insects. It usually takes expats about 6 months to build up immunities against these creatures, so the first few weeks can be a little miserable. You can get bit by the bugs and fall sick as a result. So don't forget to carry mosquito repellent. Number 15. Never say no to coca leaves. Quito is at 2,800 meters above sea level, and it's not uncommon to feel short of breath or have a mild headache when you first arrive. Symptoms of altitude sickness can be worse if you head higher into the Andean mountains without acclimatizing. Drinking plenty of water and avoiding alcohol and caffeine would ease the symptoms. And Diamox works well, but takes 2 days to kick in. Coca leaves, sold in small neighborhood stalls, are a useful quick fix, as is coca tea. Just remember to ditch any coca leaves before you fly home. It's illegal to bring them into the United States, and many other countries. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel.